All right, welcome to Biology 201 online. Now that Blackboard is up and running, I wanted to do a quick video just to kind of show you where you can find everything. This will be an overview. Later on in the semester, we'll start doing different types of assignments, and I'll give you more information as we get to those. So first off, this is our homepage, and don't overlook this. When you get to the homepage, there's some important information. There are announcements that I'll post. So read these. I really try, if it's something important, I'll send out an announcement. So don't look over those. Like for example, week 1 checklist. I made a checklist, and if you click on that, you'll see every week I'm going to send out just a quick announcement that has a list of all the different assignments that you can start, and I'll give you a due date of when they're going to be coming up. So anything that's due, like usually within a week or so, I'll include that in the announcement. I'll also have a video here too that I'm going to try to make short, but it'll just let you know any extra information you might need to know to do those assignments. You can also, in the homepage, underneath the announcements, there's a My Task, and that's where I will also list any assignments that are due. If you click on those, it'll give you a little more information. It'll tell you where you can find those assignments. So as long as you're checking Blackboard pretty regularly, you should not be caught off guard by anything that's going to be due. Let's look over to the left, and we'll go through these tabs. So here's the start here. I know you've made it here because the video I'm recording right now is going to be up top. But after that, it has a quick description of the course. There's a getting started document. I would really recommend that you read that. I'm recording this really late at night right now, but in the morning I'm going to send that out in an email to everybody. So read that because it's just going to give you a lot more information as far as all the different types of assignments we do in here. For the required textbook and instructional materials, let me go through this real quick. We do not have a actual lab textbook or a lab manual, like you don't buy an actual book from the bookstore. What we are using is Connect Access for Hull's Human Anatomy and Physiology. That's the textbook we used to use, but this time we're using like an e-version of that textbook. So there's going to be a video in the Connect assignments shortly. I'm working on that. That should be up sometime tomorrow after I post this video. But it'll give you more information on how to order that. You can go to the bookstore and tell them that you're taking Biology 201 online, and they will know what this is and to get it for you. There's an easier way to order it too. If you need to use financial aid, you'll need to go through the bookstore, but if not, I'll show you another way. And again, that'll be in the Connect assignments right here. All right, we're going to use a lab kit. The reason we do that, just honestly, for it to be an official online course that you can get credit for, there has to be some type of a hands-on component. So we've got a lab kit that we're going to do at least 4 different lab activities in this class. You'll get to do a brain dissection and an eyeball dissection. And if that wigs you out, don't let it scare you. It's pretty fun and it's really simple too. So you can do that. But to order the lab kit, again, you can go to the bookstore and just tell them you're taking 201 online and they'll know what you need. You can also order straight from Carolina. That's the company. So you can just click on that link and you can order from there too. Try to order that as soon as possible if you haven't bought that yet, because that can take a while to come in. I know with COVID, a lot of colleges are doing online, and I think that's kind of backing up the shipping too. So you'll just need to order that as soon as you get a chance. Other thing you need is, it says laptop or desktop computer with internet access. That should be obvious you're taking an online course. Just be careful. It says smartphones are not computers. They can do, probably 90% of what you need to do in this class, but there are going to be some assignments and like the exams where you will need an actual computer. You're also going to need a webcam and microphone, and that is for the exams. We're going to be using a program called Respondus Lockdown Browser. And what that does, before you take an exam, you're going to have to clear off everything around you. You're going to need to be at a desk or a table. You'll clear off everything around you, show the surface where you're sitting at to make sure you don't have anything out, and it's going to record you during the test. All right. I don't like that either, but that's something we have to do for online exams. So just the one thing I wanted to tell you about that is Chromebooks, again, they're great. They do probably 95% of what you need, but they're not compatible with Respondus Lockdown Browser. So if all you have is a Chromebook, if you don't have access to another computer, try to reach out and see if there's someone who will let you borrow their computer for exam days. Or as long as the college is still open, you can go to any of the campus libraries, and they have Respondus Lockdown Browser installed on some of the computers. They also have webcams that you can check out from the circulation desk. So just be aware of that. You're going to need those things when we start having tests. Our first exam is September 14th is when it's first available. So you've got a little time, but just be lining that up if you need to. And then there's just some other kind of technical skills you need for an online class. You can read that if you want to. Let's go through the rest down here where it says Course Core. So you can get back to the home page there. Instructor info, this is just my contact information. Real quick on my office hours, their red hours are off-campus hours. That means I'm not necessarily going to be in my office during that time. They're trying to get us not to spend a lot of time on campus due to COVID. So I will be on the clock. I'll be doing work probably from home. So if you need me during that time, you can get in touch with me and I should be able to answer pretty quickly. Best way to do that, though, if I'm not in my office, is going to be to send me a message on Blackboard, and I'll show you how to do that if you don't know how. Okay, syllabus. I sent everyone, before the semester started or before I had Blackboard up, I sent you an email that had a copy of the syllabus, but if you want to brush up on it, there's a copy here. What I would do is open that up, print it out, do whatever you need to, but have it in front of you. And then you're going to take a syllabus quiz, which is 5 just really easy questions. If you've got the syllabus in front of you, you can look those up easily. It's going to be questions like, what's the date of our first exam? Or what section are you in? If you've got the syllabus, you'll be able to find that really quickly. That's going to be worth 5 points, and that is due on August 30th. Again, just a reminder, the My Task, I've got that listed, syllabus quiz. So you can just check here to see any assignments that are going to be due. I've also got a list of all the assignments we're going to do this semester. So you can feel free to look at that if you ever have any questions of anything that's coming up. Or there's a list here you can download. All right, so after syllabus, announcements, you can find those from the homepage, but you can also look here to see any announcements that I've posted. Learning materials, this is where all of the lecture material is going to be found. So when we start going over the lectures, chapter 1 is going to be the first lecture. What you'll do, we have 4 lecture exams in this class. So I've separated the material into 4 different units. This is everything that's going to be on the first test, everything that's on the second test, and so on. So the first chapter is going to be chapter 1. You'll click on unit 1. And then there's a folder for each of the lectures that we're going to do. So since chapter 1 is first, you would open that folder. I have a PowerPoint, and then it will be up really early tomorrow. There's going to be a lecture video that I'm going to record that will be posted also. So what I would recommend if you're looking for just a good way to study and do well in this class, I would download the PowerPoint. Once you've downloaded the PowerPoint, you can print off. Now you have to be a little careful when you click print, because right now if I print, every page is going to be a slide. You can change that to handouts. I like the one that says 3 slides per page. And if you print now, that's a little small, but you should still be able to read that, like any words that are on the PowerPoint. And then it also gives you a nice spot out to the side for notes. So when you watch the lecture video, it's going to be based on the PowerPoint. So what I would do is have your handout in front of you and then watch the video, and then you just kind of follow along. There'll be times where I'll type out extra notes, and you can write those out to the side. All right, so that was learning materials. I don't know if I mentioned or not, the study guides will be in each of those unit folders too, so you can go ahead and start using the study guides to prepare. Exams, that's where you are going to find when we have any tests. They'll be located in this exams tab. So another assignment you can start on, and you should do this one just as soon as you get a chance, is the 201 pretest. This pretest is an exam just to see what you know about anatomy before the semester starts, and you're not supposed to know any of this yet. So it's not worth any points. Some of you have messaged me already, were nervous that you got a 0 on it. That's fine. It's not worth any points, so it's going to say that you got a 0. It's just to see what you know about before the semester starts, and then we're going to take how well you did on the pretest and compare that to how well you do later on, is all it is. It's kind of paperwork stuff that we have to do, honestly. There's another assignment you can start on, which is the About Me survey. So this is just a quick survey to help me learn a little bit about you. It's going to be questions like, what's your major, or what program are you trying to get into, and why do you want to do that? Where are you from? Just kind of basic stuff like that, so I can learn a little bit about my students. The pretest is due the 23rd, Sunday 23rd, so just in a few days. So do that one as soon as you get a chance. But the About Me survey is due the 30th, so that'll be next Sunday. Any other test we have will be located there too. All right, really quickly, let's run through the rest of these. Labs, we're going to start going through lab material probably the 3rd week of class is when we'll start doing that. Now, real quick on the labs. What we used to do, I know you don't care this, but let me explain it because it's kind of important. What we used to do in anatomy is that we would have 2 lab tests, and that was it for the whole semester, just 2 labs. That doesn't sound bad, but what that means is that each of those tests covered a whole lot of material. So the first test was you had to know tissues, what different types of tissue looked like under a microscope, and you had to know every single bone and hundreds of different bone markings, and all of that was on the same test. It could be overwhelming, and some students really struggled with that. So what we're doing now is, instead of giving 2 big tests, we're going to give 5 lab exams, and that sounds like a lot, but they're going to be a lot shorter, and they're going to be worth less points. It's a lot easier to study that way. It's not as overwhelming. So your first lab exam is on September 17th and 18th. You'll have 2 days to take it. Everything you need to know for that first lab exam is going to be in this folder. Everything for the second lab exam is in that folder. So for example, the first lesson we're going to do is on body organization. So you've got a study guide. You can look at that and see what's going to be on the test. But the first lesson is on body organization, so you would click there, and I've got to record that video next, but when you click there, you'll find all the information you need to know to learn that lab. All right, Connect assignments. I mentioned Connect earlier. That's the electronic version of the textbook. It's also going to let us do different assignments for labs too. So body organization or body orientation, that's the first assignment you're going to do, will be September 6th. I'll have another video that explains all this, but this is basically, instead of having a lab manual, you're going to do these assignments instead. There'll be a video up here, and I'll tell you when you can watch that to get more information. Lab kit activities, we mentioned you have to have a lab kit, so here's where you'll do all of those activities. That's where you'll find the manual and the instructions and your lab report that you'll turn in, and then you'll actually submit the assignments here too. I know this is a lot. Don't let this overwhelm you. Learn Smart. This is really cool. This is a program that is included with Connect. That's a really good way to study, and I'm going to make this worth bonus points. So there'll be, again, another video that'll explain that when that becomes important. That's about it. Last one I want to show you down here is Diversity Project. So this is another assignment you can start on. The Diversity Project has 2 items. First up is the directions. The directions, it tells you that cool thing about science is that we have all these different scientists with different backgrounds that are all trying to solve the same problems, and they bring their own perspectives. So we're going to read a couple different biographies. Once you have read those, and once you feel pretty comfortable with that information, so after you've read the directions, there's a diversity quiz about those biographies that you read. Feel free to print them off or have them with you. You can use those while you're doing the quizzes. The only time you cannot use material is during exams, all right? So during a test, absolutely cannot have notes or phone or anything like that. But these quizzes like this and the Connect assignments, you can use notes all day on that. That's perfectly fine. All right, so that's about it. Messages is down here, and that's going to be the best way to get in touch with me. But if you have any questions, let me know. I just wanted, like I said, to give you kind of a quick walkthrough on how Blackboard is set up. And I'll have more information on the individual assignments later on. But if you need anything, if you have any questions, let me know.